Alright guys, I figured we'd do a short video on fencing in this corner right here. It's a temporary fence. I haven't had time to go up in the woods and get fence posts, so it's just lightly stretched between T-posts. Our goats are trained so they won't try to go through the fence. But it's in an effort to get them some springtime blackberries. They've ran out of anything but hay in the back. So anyways, this is going to be a pretty simple video, quick little video on just stretching this 3-wire out with some hot wire in between, and that's about it. So we'll get to it. So yesterday I rototilled the area underneath the fence there because it ran uphill, and so now it's flat and the fence will move around. The fence does stop right at the T-post. And then I got this janky corner set up for right now, and that's just, like I said, that's just temporary. Goes up there to those wooden posts, and then it's supposed to go across the creek. And this corner over here is totally screwed up in the corner of the yard here. It's totally messed up, so we're gonna replace that today and do a better job and take a look at the 4 wires there and just see what we can do about cleaning that up. So we'll just start working on this. I can't pull on that corner because there's no support, so I bought 3 T-posts, and we'll see if I can build a corner that holds some tension. One thing I forgot to mention is that entire corner is all concrete, so I may not be able to pound a T-post down in there. This whole retaining bank is made out of rock, so we'll see. Alright, we're going to do our best to get this whole corner taken apart here. Okay. Alright, got all those pieces out. Got all this metal garbage picked up. Yikes, this is not going to be easy. obviously that wasn't very long. Let's see here. This is not high tension line. This is what I call soft line. And the reason I didn't do high tension is it's just not set up to have that much tension in here right now until there's a legitimate post here. Okay, and this disaster here. Sheesh, look at the gauge of this thing. I don't even know where this came from. It's soft, but the gauge is ridiculous. Did that just go in the water? No. Well, I'm an idiot and that just went in the water. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not getting it back. Okay. All right, I think you can see by the video that this was all just barely in here. So we'll kind of take a look at what we're gonna do now. I've got 3 new T-posts that I just bought, so we'll see what we can come up with here. All right, guys. So I had a hard time finding a spot that the corner post would go down because there's so much rock fill in this corner. So it's here. And the part that it did drive into, the dirt is super non-compact, so it lifts. I could cement it in, but my intention is not to have T-posts here. My intention is to have a big wood post here, and I'd rather cement that in. So for now, I'm gonna reluctantly live with this. I tried to pack it in, didn't work. I'll show you what I did. So originally you can kind of see in the camera there's wire here, and that allowed these to kind of slip around because it wasn't solid. So I drilled the T-posts, and what I will say about drilling T-posts, so first of all, your drill bit has to have good cutting edges because the T-posts are hardened. And then really the other number two is you have these two T-posts that are like this, and if you're drilling through them, you're drilling a match hole, so you drill through both at the same time. If your T-posts move while you're drilling, you'll bind the bit and snap it right off. And then lastly, because they're hardened, they don't drill well at all. And so what I would make sure you do is your arm that's holding the T-posts, make sure it's nowhere where it can be drilled, whether you snap the bit off, which I did not do, but I've done before, or if you're just drilling really hard and you slip or something happens, you don't want to go to the hospital with a hole in your arm. So I know it seems like safety, I don't know, BS, but it's all fun and games till you're at the hospital and they're trying to stitch up a tendon or something. So just make sure your arms aren't where the drill is. I'll go ahead and show you guys. So you can see those are 1/4 20, and it just made the connection. It's all one piece basically. It's that stupid post that is pivoting, and I thought about taking this short post and trying to do, you know, something like that, and I'm just gonna live with it. I'm gonna live with the movement. Once I get tension on the fence, for right now it's gonna be okay. Unless it really starts to lift out, then I'll have to do something, but I'm hoping it just tensions up and the goats are gonna think it's a fence and not go through it. All right, guys, we skipped right to the end. The fencing thing is all done. I'll start out this section by saying that this setup is totally wrong. Anybody that does fencing is going to laugh at this. So I ran into a couple of problems from the supplies that I have. I cannot put the correct angle diagonal out there. It would be in the creek, down 10 feet down in the creek. So normally I think you want like a 4 and 10, probably no more than 45 degrees. And of course this is like 80 degrees the other direction. So what happens when you have a diagonal that's more than 45 degrees, it pushes up on the corner post. So as you put tension, these two diagonals are actually pulling this corner post up and out. So I'll say it again in this part of the video, this is totally temporary. This is not going to be what actually goes here. But I'll get you guys off there and just kind of give you a quick overview of what it looks like. Goats are in, or they were in today. So you can see we've got 3 tensioned wires. We got 1, 2, and 3. And because of the angle of these, it's actually pulling up on this and up and out. You can see it's got 2 hot wires. I had to do a bunch of jankiness to keep them off of the metal. You can see I've got a hot wire connecting over to that other run there. And then it goes across the creek there to those 2 posts. So we'll walk down this way. And you can see how I have that set up. You can see how I have that one set up. And so it goes down here. And then this is a little better angle, but this is still wrong. So if I back up, you can see that's more than 45. Technically, that would pull this post up, or it's actually going to drive that one down in as well. T-posts just don't work well for in posts. It's not how they're supposed to work. But in the meantime, it does shut. You can see that the gate, I had to rototill, but you can see the gate actually shuts. And so we're able to keep the goats inside. Whew, that sun is bright. Anyways, I wish there was more to it. I definitely would not call this how-to. I certainly wouldn't make a corner post like that if you can at all help it, but in my particular case, it drops off into the creek. Plan on replacing it with an actual large wood post, but that's not going to happen on this video. So hope it was entertaining. Talk to you guys later.